Hello, friends. Here's Calvin and I. We're going to do a quick video for you today that I hope is really helpful. It's going to be short, about 10 minutes. If you want a copy of my notes, drop notes in the chat. So last week, I met with a couple of potential clients, and they are starting to think about and starting to get their online businesses ramped up. So one of them was thinking about, do I want to do this? And the other one is in motion. Both of them said, Karen, I want to create my own business, but I don't want to do social media. And I said, me either. We kind of laughed. And so the things that I shared with them and things that I've been thinking about since this conversation, I thought would be really helpful for you. What's hard about social media is it can feel soul-sucking. It can feel like it's very emotionally triggering. It takes over our life. We're like, gosh, I don't want to do a job where I'm just like in it, in that emotional space. And if you're a deeply feeling person like I am, type feeling in the chat. I think there are a lot of us who are just like, oh my gosh, I just see this stuff and it's just like, oh, so hard. But there are ways around this, right? So Tasha and I have been building this business since 2016, doing so much on social media. And I personally came out of the woodwork about a year ago where I started to come out from doing the behind the scenes stuff, the marketing and sales, and am now on social media. And so I can relate to all of these things that our clients say. So the things that have been really helpful for me, three things. Number one is to intentionally define the role of social media in your business. So I'm in my cozy little home, which is my work, right? It's my home, the work that I do, the work that I love. And then I step out the door and I'm on a busy street and there's oncoming traffic, right? The newsfeed is the oncoming traffic. And if we step out into the road with oncoming traffic, we are going to get hit by a car at some point. And so this is kind of what social media feels like, is we're just letting it happen to us. We're stepping out into the road. We're waiting to get hit by the car. We're laying in the road and we're like, no, I can't get up and do my job. So what we want to do is actually just flip that around. We want to define the role of social media and then use social media in our business in a different way than we would use if we were just using it for, social, catching up with old friends from high school, checking on our high school boyfriend. What is he doing? We need to know. Is he still married? Just kidding. Actually not, right? And so we have to define it. So for us, like how I define social media in our business is I really think about it as I'm so grateful for this tool. And without it, we wouldn't have a business. We wouldn't be able to connect with all of these people. You are watching this video today because of social media. And I wouldn't know you. You wouldn't know me, right? We wouldn't be in each other's world without this amazing tool. But we forget that the role of social media in our business is actually for us to be able to help more people. And instead, we're like, dang, I hate social media because I feel so emotionally triggered. Well, that's because we're using it the wrong way. So for us, we're using social media as a tool to get in front of more people. We are using it purposefully, not personally. So, if there are people that are on your page, you're like, this person's triggering, unfriend them, right? We get to control this space that is social media. So I use my personal page so that I can connect with more people, can put content out there that is hopefully helpful and inspiring and engaging, being able to create conversations and connections with people. And then you have a group, you're in the group watching this video where we gather our tribe. And that's how we use social media. So define it and let go of this baggage of social media is happening to me. And rather than that, use it intentionally. So unfriend or unfollow people that don't need to be a part of your business journey. And it's just really helpful to protect your focus and get clear on the role of social. One of the clients said, okay, so even if I don't like it, I get that we have to do things in our business sometimes we don't like. And that's so true. When we're building a business that's our own, sometimes it's like, well, I don't want to do things that I don't like. And there are lots of things that we have to do that we don't like, but it doesn't mean that we can't make it easier or better for ourselves. So if that was helpful, type in the chat purposeful. Tip number 2, setting clear boundaries around time spent on social media. It feels soul sucking when it's running our life. And of course, we can spend all day on social media and it's addicting. So we have to set really clear boundaries. What I do is in the morning, I sit on the couch, I have the app on my phone, and I do my friend requesting. I say hi to new friends. I engage with people who are commenting on my personal page for freebies or just making comments, right? I check our groups, I reply back to people, and really it's about a lot of the messenger conversations and building relationships there. So I have a set time in the morning where I'm doing some of those tasks, and then I have a set time in the afternoon where I'm doing other pieces of it. And Tasha does it a little bit differently. She is like, I can't have the app on my phone because I can't be trusted to not just get on there at 10 o'clock at night. And she doesn't want to do anything for social media away from her desk. So she's protecting her boundaries in a different way than I am. It's really coming up with something that works for you and then defining set times where you're doing those things. I pretty much log off on the weekend. So does Tasha. From time to time, like do a few things. I'm doing this video on a Saturday, but I'm not on social right now. And we're protecting our time, we're protecting our weekends, we're protecting our evenings so that it doesn't take over our life. So if we feel like it's taking over our life, it's really our fault because we're not putting boundaries around it. When we have an online business, it's here all the time. And so we have to shut the door and drive home. So number 2 is setting clear boundaries around time. So if that was helpful, just type in the chat, boundaries. All right, so number 3 is going to be the most important tip. Are you ready? Okay, this is life-changing. Number 3 is stop stepping into oncoming traffic. So when we feel emotionally triggered on social media is because we're stepping into oncoming traffic. And the oncoming traffic, like we talked about earlier, is the news feed. And we have control over this. So the tool that Tasha uses is something called the Newsfeed Eradicator. It's a browser extension for Chrome and Firefox. It removes the news feed from social media. So you can still post, you can see your posts, you can see your group, but there's no news feed. It's just gone. And so you can remove that so that you don't have to worry if you don't have self-control and you're like, I can't help it, Karen. I just keep stepping into the oncoming traffic. I just can't help it. This is going to be your self-control. So do the newsfeed eradicator. I'm lazy. I've actually never set it up and I'm very self-controlled with, I just don't scroll through. I will go to our clients' pages and look at their posts, but I just don't scroll through the newsfeed because I'm doing, again, intentional tasks on social media. Last week, obviously, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world. I just logged on to do something and the newsfeed popped up. And then I was kind of in a rabbit hole like, oh my gosh. And so I probably need to set up newsfeed eradicator. But this is something that we can control. So we've got to quit stepping into oncoming traffic. We've got to control what we see, right? Control how we use social media. And then we aren't going to get hit by a car. So tip number 1, defining the role of social media in your business. Tip number 2, setting clear boundaries around time. Or tip number 3, stop stepping into oncoming traffic. Which one of those was most helpful for you? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know. Type notes if you want my notes. And then I want to make sure you know that we are, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be having a social media challenge where we're going to teach you step by step how to create more engagement and connection on your social media. Social media is fun when we can engage with people, when we create content that they're engaging on. We're like, oh, that helped them or that resonated with them. So if you want to come to this challenge in a couple of weeks, if you want to make sure that we give you the details, just type challenge in the notes. Once we have the details ready, I will make sure to connect and share those with you. So I hope this is helpful. You're not alone. You know, it's hard running an online business, but we can make it a little bit easier by really taking control and doing these things. So have a great day.